Manipulating strings is a very useful skill to have, especially when we are working with some text mining project, or if we want to create some new variables with similar names, or if you want to have a dynamic text in which you may have a sentence with a number that keeps changing every time, like the number of page views for a certain web page, like that. There are so many applications of string manipulations really. And one of the common operations that we frequently use when it comes to string manipulations is concatenating two or more strings. By concatenation, I mean joining two or more strings with specific separators of your choice, and if needed, you may want to collapse multiple strings into one string. The main function that we will use for this purpose is called paste. We can pass multiple arguments, that is multiple strings as arguments into this paste. For example, I can pass A and B like this just plainly, and let me run this. So that joined the string A and the string B together, but leaving a space between them, a space character. If I don't want the space, I need to specify what separator it should use. So the separator is two double quotes without any space between them. In this case, there is no space, there is no separation between A and B. Suppose if I wanted a comma between them, I could mention the separator as just comma. And if I wanted a space after the comma, this is A, comma, space, and then B. Now, this is not all of the functionalities that paste function can do. It is much more powerful actually. Let me show. I have 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8. If I run this, it joins the first elements of the respective vectors. Actually, I have passed two vectors as arguments to paste. The first and the first vector will join, second and the second vector will join, and so on. And when joining, it leaves a space in between them. If I want no space, I will just mention it like this. And 15, 26, 37 and so on will come. Now you can imagine a lot of ideas from this. Like I can convert this to a numeric. I'll do it in the console directly. If I do this, we'll get 4 different numbers. Alright. Now watch this close. When I specified this separator argument, it inserted the separator that we mentioned here between the corresponding elements of the two vectors, right? What happens if I include a collapse argument? What will happen is, in the previous statement, when we used just sep, it created 4 different numbers as characters. Now when we use collapse, all the 4 numbers will collapse and form into just one number. Let me run this. Alright, that's the difference between separator and collapse. Separator mentions what should be the separator between the elements of the vector, and collapse mentions what should be the separator when we join the output of the already joined elements. If I had wanted to place a comma between the numbers, I would just mention it as a comma in the collapse argument, and running this, we have just one vector, a character number actually, and that's a comma followed by a space placed between all those elements. Now let's try out a quick challenge. Let me clear the screen. What I would like you to try for this challenge is to create the following string using the paste function that we just learned. Just one thing I want you to remind before attempting this challenge is, so far in the paste functions we have just passed 2 arguments as strings, but actually we can pass multiple arguments, as many strings as possible, into the paste function as it is. So keeping that in mind, I will pause the video for a few seconds for you to pause and give this a shot. Good luck. Hope that went well. If you got that correct, congratulations. Here is how I would solve this. Imagine this string to be consisting of 4 parts that get separated by this hyphen in between, and each of the 4 part has 3 numbers in them. So that gives me the clue that my paste argument should take 3 arguments. By arguments I mean 3 vectors. There's going to be a separator vector, separator argument, and then there's going to be a collapse. Right? Now, the numbers that will go into the first vector is the first numbers in each of the 4 parts. Right? So I will put all those in the first one. 1, 4, and 7. Likewise, for the second argument, we have 0. So I have my 3 string arguments. The separator in this case between the arguments is nothing. That is, within the individual parts there is no space or any character between them, right? So there is nothing in them. 2 double quotes, and the collapse argument is the hyphen, right? So let me run this. we have our answer. It's alright if you didn't get this right the first time. It's a bit tricky actually. In the next video, you'll get more practice on this actually, so don't worry about it. Now let's turn our attention to doing more string manipulations using the string.r package. Let me clear the screen and load up the string.r library. You should have already installed this package. We learned about installing packages in a previous video. So moving on, I have this following string. Let me call it my string or my str. If I want to get the number of characters in the string, there's a function called nchar of my str that gives 21, which is the total number of individual characters between the pair of double quotes. Suppose if I want to replace a specific character in this sentence with a different character, I can use a function within string.r package called str underscore replace underscore all, and that takes my str as a first argument followed by the character I need to replace. Now in this one, let me try to replace the O's with a 0. Alright, so I place O as the first or the second argument actually, and followed by that I will place the character I'm going to use to replace it with. So 0. Resulting output will have the O's replaced with the zeros. When I was typing str underscore replace, I noticed a function called str underscore replace itself. Let's see what this does with the same set of arguments. My guess is it is going to replace only the first occurrence of this character in the string, right? See, that's what it happens. The first O alone gets replaced with 0. The O in the fox doesn't get replaced. That's good to know. Let's see, what if I want to remove O's, all the O's in the quick brown fox, this sentence entirely? How we can do that is, I'm going to remove the 0 entirely, like the second or this argument, this third argument actually, I'm going to place just a pair of double quotes. Running this. Now the O's are replaced with an empty character. Since this is just str underscore replace, I need to use all actually. So the O in fox is also gone. Now let's learn a couple more functions. One interesting thing is that in this sentence, in the starting and the beginning, there's a space present, right? So I want to remove that space. I can use a function for that called str underscore trim. I will pass my str inside this, and that trims the starting and the ending spaces. Now let's see, from this phrase, I want to pick only fox out of this. That is the last 3 characters. How would I do this? Let me store it in here. I will store it in A actually. Now A has the quick brown fox without any spaces in the starting and the ending. What I can do to extract fox from this is, there is a function called str underscore sub, right? And I will pass A as the first argument. And I need to mention, if you see this in the prompt here, like it has 2 arguments, the start and the end. So I will manually count what is the starting position of the F. So F starts at 17, I guess, and 17, 18, 19. So that's fox for you. Actually, in order to get this done, you don't need to rely on string.r package itself, because there's a base function called substr in base R package itself, and that also works pretty much the same way. Alright, now let's try one final thing before we close. What I want to do is I want to break down the string, the quick brown fox. Actually, I will use the string in A, the quick brown fox. I want to get the 4 different words from the string. To do that, there's a function called str underscore split, right? It takes the first argument as the string itself, the text. It can be a bigger text as well. And the second argument is the character based on which you need to split that string. So if I run this, it gives me a list that contains all the 4 different words that are separated by that space. Now this output is a list actually. If I check the class of this object that it returns, it is a list. So if I just want to get those 4 words, 4 raw words, I need to unlist it. Now the output of this is just a vector. Alright, there are actually so many functions within the string.r package. You can view all of those using this command. If I do this, a new window opens up and that shows all the functions string count the number of matches in a string. So many functions are there, like pretty much you will find all the string operations that you need to do. Some form of function will be present in this one. So feel free to work out some of these functions. In the next one, we are going to do some practice exercises based on what we have learned in this video.